Well, here I am sitting on my couch. Let me find some better light here. There we go. This is what I see when I'm having coffee in the morning. This is my relaxing little vista. Some people like to look at the waves on the beach and the clouds streaming by. Not me. I'm all about chaos and disco balls and sparkly things. Look at that butt. That's not very sparkly. Let's see what I can do here with my lighting. See, I can change the lighting to be more blue. Anyway, you're not here to watch this. We'll move into the main trauma. So again, this is my living room, and I have a broken window in this part of the house, and I thought I was going to have to get at that one, which would require all sorts of trauma. But it's not this one, it's the other one that they need to fix, which is even more trauma. It was all set to deal with getting rid of 3 wicker and oak wheelchairs and just throw them in the dumpster. But no, I have to deal with the other. So you're going to see various ice dams throughout the house here as I make my way toward the other area. Come on, what am I stepping on? God damn it. What causes all the dots? It's the disco balls. Okay, look, a path. I can go from here to there without having to turn or trip. See this thing and that thing? There were like 15 of those I already threw away. Not counting the ones out here that are leaving. Maybe not though, maybe I'll keep them. Then we go, oh, God damn it. I can't walk, tell you. Into the studio. Almost everything you see here was crammed up against my windows. I'm trying to walk through here. And over here, here's my drawing desk. Here's the surface, well, way down here. That's what I write on. I don't have anything that sparks joy. I just have things that will electrocute me. Does that count? So you can't see what I'm talking about here. Where's the light? Right? Find a light that can go on. That, from there to the ceiling, were piled. There's about 4 feet of space that was piled high with, there was a TV, there was canvases and pictures and frames, and then below that, right here at this level, going to the windows, was another huge shelf that was crammed with shit. And then there was shelves going from there to here that was crammed with stuff. There were shelves going from here to here, a shelf. And it was all piled up with stuff like that. Well, that's what my sparking joy does. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get over to the other side, if I can find a path. Well, I can't get through that way. Try to get through this way. Just a minute here. I may have to. Just a minute. I have to clear a path. It's very chilly here today, which means I need to. Okay, I'm just going to move this chair over here. Thank you. Slide through here. What is this? There we go. Okay, let's see if this light works. Yes. So these shelves were full of stuff. Here's the thing from that side. This is just cantilevered. There's nothing supporting this diving board other than all of this weight over there. So in order for me to access the broken window, which is there, it's right here, from here to there, I have to move this. I have to move this. I have to move this desk. I have to move, in order to move all of this, I have to move almost everything else here. What do you think? What are your thoughts? But one of the things that I'm hoping to do is to part of one of the things I'm hoping to do is to see if I can get out of here. See these shelves, these were these were crammed up on a stalagmite. So I think what I want to do is when this is fixed, I want to still have a shelf here and a shelf up there that's that narrow, not fatter than that. And have a shelf running a narrow shelf running at the level of the, in between the windows there, and maybe another one up where I can put my little boat models against the windows. So a lot of light comes in, yet I still have nice things to look at. But see, all of this is all part of my shelving. Oh, cat, I can't deal with you. What? My cat you have to sit on the floor. What am I stepping on? My pants. For God's sake. See, I'm back in my happy place. The polka dots are coming from the strainer there. And the rhomboids are coming from the disco balls. Okay, so let me turn this around. Okay. I bet you can, if you have to go to the bathroom, you don't risk your life walking to the bathroom like I do. Well, the dots and rhomboids are from my little glockenspiel, my little clusterfuck here. This is like my upside down Christmas mail. It's not quite an upside down Christmas tree. It's my little, I'll call it my oak tree, made of upside down tripods and bangles and beads and thises and that's. My glasses are broken. One of the pads fell off. I have to get a new pad. So, are you still here? Would you like to be invited in? You can join me for a minute or two. Once the sun comes up a little bit, I need to actually clear more of that. I'm gonna make boxes. Certainly have enough boxes that I can fill. I'm gonna put a bunch of shit in boxes and just pile them up in this half of the house so I can deal with the other half.
Good morning, sir.
Oh, hello. It almost looks like we're side by side with the lights coming from the same direction.
It's right. My vampire lifestyle, illuminated by the glow of screens constantly.
That way. So, I am having a pen customer come by tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
He's someone that posted about wanting a flexible fountain pen in Todd Merrill's fountain pen Facebook group, and he was coming to the Boston show. He asked who he should see, and I was, I think, the third person that someone mentioned. I used to be number one.
You were still
number one.
You were still a pick. You were just third on the list.
I'm third on the list. So
does that hurt the pride a little bit or something here?
No, it was Todd Merrill has done a lot more business with Mike Daigle, and so he knew that Mike would have a lot of flexible pens. He also knows that it's not easy getting a flexible nibbed pen out of my cold, dead hands, uh, let alone my warm ones.
Yeah.
So I think, but anyway, he saw me at the show and he introduced himself, and I said, well, here's some flexible pens, and there were a couple that I just happened to know where they were, I guess, on my little table. I normally at a pen show I might have only about 2 dozen pens out,
Hmm.
because um, there's I don't want to confuse people by having way too many things to look at, um, but I also be,
Or do you put out some that are like bait, and then you have the really good ones in the back with really high
no,
price tags?
they're all I have the good ones out right front and center because they'll sell and I
Oh,
need the money. So, but I just
I thought it was like the used cars salesman trick. Well, if you
no,
like
I
this
don't.
model,
No,
well, let me show you the one in the back.
no, it's not quite that. I start with the good. It's just for me to be able to keep track of them. Um, if I have too many, it's confusing to me and maybe to the customer. So,
Well, that was kind of a problem I was running into, is that I have multiple copies of the same exact pen.
you know,
Some have slightly different nibs, et cetera, et cetera. And sometimes I'd pick one up and I'd be like, I have no idea what the hell this pen is.
you know, well, it's 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 fun and um,
It's fun, but it's
anyway,
also a bit aggravating, and yeah.
it can be aggravating. Anyway, so the guy he tried a few pens, and I said, there's a number of flexible nib pens in the room. Go try uh, Mike and check out Lindsay, or I don't know who else I pointed out. Anyway, he came back to me. I don't know if he bought anything from anyone else, but he came back to me and he bought 2 pens. And he wrote on the Facebook group, Todd's Merrill's flexible pen group, that he's very, very happy with the pens he got. He sent me an email or a text message on Facebook saying how happy he was. And I said, well, I have other flexible nib pens. I could send you some.
Hmm.
And because the two he bought were different from one another, and he liked the difference. So I thought, well, if I could find 3 more flexible nib pens, some like a Schaefer Feather Touch, for example, it's very fine and slightly flexible, but really, really fun. He might like
Yeah.
that, or he might. So, but it turns out that he is coming here tomorrow. He's going to be in Boston tomorrow. So
Cool.
I said, come on by and we'll play. But I've
Have a
got
pen powwow.
I've got to I have to make room for him, and that's not necessarily going to be easy. But I'm hoping to today to what I have to do in order to uh, access that window. I do have a lot of stuff I still have to move, and so I'm going to just clog up a hallway that is now open, but I need to just go from floor to ceiling with shit in boxes so that it won't fall over. And so it's like wedging, it's like building the Hoover Dam, except
One brick at a time.
one, and I've
Right.
got two valley walls on either side of the,
Oh, to hold
yeah,
the
just to
arrangement
keep it from
together.
tipping over.
And then you put the keystone cap on
Yeah,
top.
I'll put a cherry on top.
Right.
Um, my friend Ben Tipping, who is a pen collector, was at my house, and I didn't realize he was an epileptic until he was suddenly in a horrible seizure, and I didn't know if he was having I had no idea what was going on.
Oh man,
And
yeah,
but he was flailing around, but he had fallen down. He was on the floor in between essentially two bookshelves, so he couldn't get enough speed between his flailing arms and legs to actually do much damage to himself. But had he fallen down anywhere else in my house, he could have broken his arm. Um, but
yeah. I have a good friend that's epileptic right now, and I used to work with a guy that had epilepsy. So yeah, when you see someone having an epileptic seizure, it's not a joke. It's
well,
serious,
I didn't know what was up, and I called the
and it's scary as hell too because you don't know what's going on initially.
yeah I called 911, and the ambulance showed up, and um, he wasn't flailing around, but he didn't know where he was.
Yeah,
He did
they're like almost kind of catatonic
he
afterwards because their brain's
he
like resetting.
he didn't know who I was, didn't know what his name was, and he was in this place, which must have, for a brain that's being reset uh,
Yeah,
from scratch,
a
being
little a little more
surrounded by
confusing
this
than normal.
chaos.
Yeah,
And anyway, the ambulance eventually showed up, and the ambulance, one of the ambulance or emergency people said that this place was a fire hazard. And I said, no, it isn't. You need three things to make fire. You need fuel. I've got plenty of that. You need heat. I might have that. But you also need oxygen. There isn't any room in this house for oxygen.
we're lacking the third most crucial component here.
there's there's way too little space for a oxygen molecule to. So anyway, um,
Well, we'd all been kind of wondering about you, Pierre. You hadn't made
well,
any videos and shit for days, and
I know, but you have been seeing me post things on
yeah, I
Instagram.
knew you were alive. I didn't think you died, but
Um,
didn't know if you was
no,
real bummed out or just losing your mind over real life things, or
it was more trying to deal with even before the window thing was happening.
right.
I was dealing with trying to arrange my studio a little bit better, but in my house a little bit better, but because of the fact that I've got so much stuff, to move anything, you have to move three things, and to move, then you've got three things you have to find a spot for. So, um, but uh, I've also been having fun doing those little diploma faces, and so
That's like your cardboard fish 2.0, basically.
yeah, it is somewhat like that, and I've also been taking down my fish and trying to. The artwork that I have completed um, are either going to go in the hallway or in the two or three spots in my house. The studio I'm going to try to have only for supplies to make art with,
Supplies
and
and
my,
like active projects.
and books.
Yeah.
I mean art books essentially.
What did you think of that book I sent you?
Oh, it was very nice. I can't remember the traveling or
Yeah, it was that guy was like a famous ambassador for those Airstream trailers.
uh
Wally Beelum or something. My
okay.
mom was telling me about it. Apparently, they used to have a big get together not very far from where I live. And
uh
this guy was like the king of the Airstream trailers in like the 60s and stuff. But it was a real slice of Americana flipping through
hmm
that book. It just the cover alone, I thought it was priceless, and I just seen
Yeah,
that
no,
like this looks like something Pierre would appreciate.
yeah. It was fun.
I just like seeing stuff like that because it reminds you like how much this country has changed.
uh,
And I'm
when you're,
not to say the '60s in America were some perfect idyllic.
you
'60s had a lot of problems too, but
I'm Lustron. Look when you have the opportunity.
Mhm.
Look online for Lustron
I could do it right
homes.
now. Actually, hold on.
I think it's
What
called Lustron. Lust.
Lustron Homes?
Yeah,
The Lustron House. Prefabricated enameled steel houses developed in post World
it's
War II.
it's there's a bunch of them in Minneapolis,
Mm-hmm.
and there's one block that has about 8 of
Here's
them,
a picture of some place in Albany where there's a whole bunch of them in a row. Albany, New
and
York.
they're they're enameled metal houses that to hang a picture on the wall you use magnets, and the doors are all pocket doors, and the heating elements are, I think, inside the walls, so it's like being in an oven, I think.
It doesn't sound too comfy.
But they're really interesting things. They look like they should have an Airstream trailer in front of them.
Right.
That's what made me
Did you
think of
see
the.
my wall?
Oh, I
I
saw
got
I saw that you had one.
I got a new one.
Oh, a new one. Oh, is that a 6 size?
I don't
Like,
know what this is.
oh, no, it isn't.
It's chased hard rubber.
Yeah,
It's got wall pin on the clip.
yeah.
It's yay big.
Okay, so it's a standard size with a number 3 nib, maybe, or 2.
Two.
2.
But this is the best part. This nib is awesome.
Yeah.
Look how
See,
long that thing is.
you're turning into a monster. You're not going to be happy with Schaefer Triumph nibs anymore.
This one's yeah,
You're going to be seduced.
it is quite seductive. Every time I write with it, I'm like, oh man,
Yes. What have you?
I need more of these.
Well, you can find them, but you'll have to bid against
Well, you'll
the
never
likes of
believe where I
me
got
and Rob
this thing.
Morrison and huh?
I got it from eBay and I
Yeah.
bought it from Ariel Kolek. It came from Argentina.
Okay.
It was
Wow.
$100 and I had to
Cool.
restore it and everything, take it apart, clean it, put the sack in it. The nib was a little bent and I fixed that.
Good.
But I mean, cosmetically, it's beautiful. I did not do anything to it.
Are they vertical lines or are they those little
It's got the little
chevron-y wheat
yeah, it's got the
pattern?
little chevron wavy things in it.
Okay. Cool.
So is that what it's
Well,
called? It's just the standard size wall?
it's a standard, yeah, standard size. I think slightly fatter would be a 4 pen, and then the fattest I think was a number 6 sized
Yeah.
one. But
Well, I know the nib in this thing, my Waterman 52 is pretty good too, but this nib is a notch above that, I would say.
yeah, they're quite lovely, those things. Afextenol. I see you've
Yeah, I wrote it
changed your name
phonetically,
to
so now everybody can pronounce it. Afextenol.
Afextenol. Well, you have to spell T
Well,
E E in all
I
caps, so we know
I
that that's
modified it because you always called me Afextenol, even though it was always Technol.
well.
So I'm doing the modified pure spelling here, pronunciation rather.
Afextenol. Well, if you
Tenol.
want the emphasis to be on the T, you have to have those all in caps, I think.
Introducing the new improved formula. Same
Yes.
great
No
Afextenol
longer
taste you love.
causes flatulence. But
new improved formula, but
There
it
was
does come
something
with added side
I
effects.
listened to an ad on YouTube for some, I don't know what the hell it was supposed to cure, but a side effect was the possibility of needing lower limb amputation, among many other things, death by other causes, and I
They had
just
a lot of those medications where the side effects were tremendously more damaging than the thing it was even treating.
well,
Well, they had like that thalidomide stuff that all those poor
yeah,
deformed babies.
yeah,
There's a lot of stuff that happened like that.
yeah. Um, I'm still waiting for Rosy Fingered Dawn to uh, break the horizon so I can actually function. But I think I need to do a little bit more functioning right now. So what I'll do is I'm going to try to clear my desk because I got some brand new diplomas
Hmm.
in the mail yesterday, and included in it was I kept on opening little bubble wrapped things, and there were more diplomas and more diplomas and more. And I thought, I don't remember buying this. And the there was a note saying that thanks for giving Clem. Clem was the graduate of whatever schools
Right,
that,
all these things were for.
yeah, um, uh, and he or she also gave me about 4 or 5 other diplomas that were not as interesting um, as Clem's, but might make for something. I did I did see a diploma that I initially was saving, but fuck it, the world is coming to an end. It was someone in the Navy, and it was his. It's not particularly rare. They must have given it to every sailor that ever went to sea. But what's neat about it, it has a picture of a battleship at the top and a rope border going around it, and then there's a little zeppelin, little airship on one side. I thought the airship would make a nice mouth. So
That's pretty cool. That had to be from like the 30s or something.
yeah, I think so. The
Yeah,
30s,
because the Zeppelin thing kind of fell out of favor by, well, they
the
used
late
them for like
30s. Yeah,
observation things in World War II, but it wasn't like it was in the
yeah.
teens and 20s.
No, it's I've decided that I either can keep it in rolled up in a drawer, or I could sell it, which requires way more work. What's that?
I
I mean,
found this earlier. It's a new old stock. I'm pretty sure it's a Schaefer Fat Touchdown Triumph nib.
oh, nice. A stub. Damn you.
Look at the
Flexible
sticker.
stub. I can't see what it says, but
Oh, the sticker says Flex Course.
okay. So
So
flex.
is that like bigger than a broad then?
Well, coarse is weird. Um, I think probably coarse is broad and loud. I mean, I don't know how coarse just sounds like it's going to be scratchy, but I think
To me,
coarse,
it looks pretty stubby. So that's what I'm hoping,
yeah,
that it's a flexy stubby Triumph, because that would
yeah,
be crazy.
it won't be a sharp side stroke, I don't think, but it's going to be loud and louder. It'll go from loud to louder
Yeah, go from high to overdrive.
if you like that. Somewhere in my collection of desk pens, it's for a more modern, I don't know if it's a Targa inlaid nib, has a piece of iridium on the end that's about the size of a golf ball, and but it's one that looks like it had been bent up a little bit, and it needs to be sort of put back down, and I don't want to fuss with that, but I'll show it to you. Maybe it's something you might
Oh,
like.
because it's like it's sprung up off the feed, is what you're
Yeah,
saying?
a little
Yeah.
bit. So, I imagine it can be tweaked down, but I don't want to fuss with it.
Send it to me. I'll fuss with it.
You can fuss with it. Well, I can. It may go with your desk pens. Uh, that you'll get one of these days.
Yeah, I still
Um,
have a desk pen boner, so
yeah,
I don't know what it is about them, but
they're um,
I just
as
feel like
long
they're
as
like
if you
the
don't,
orphan children of fountain pens, and it kind of makes me sad that more people aren't like, "Hey, these are really cool."
they are cool. Most people like when it comes to desk pens, they like either the ones that have the sculpted horse and
That's the thing. I don't want
whatever,
fucking sculptures and shit. I just want the pen on a stand, you know? To me,
or
that's the point of a desk pen.
they also like the ones that were at the display that would say Schaefer's,
Oh
lifetime
yeah.
pen,
I seen
on.
a really cool one that was like an in-store display and it had a lamp built into
Yeah,
it
I've got one of
and
those.
with two, oh, it was so cool. And you have one, of course.
Let's see if this sparks joy or just electrocutes me.
Don't get electrocuted.
Come on, Pierre. Where's the goddamn switch? Okay, well, something just fell on the floor.
Hey. That is pretty cool. Schaefer's. We're the competitors to the world's most wanted pen.
Here's my clusterfuck from afar here.
See,
Doesn't that
I've seen
doesn't
that a million times on your videos, but it's one of these things like it's hard to process because there's so much stuff there. I mean, it looks like artwork to me, but
no? Well, let me just switch cam here if I can figure out how to do that. Turn on some other mood lighting here. So, of course, I have this. How do I turn it on? Used to be down here, but it's still down here? No. Okay, where are you? Where did it go? I can't turn on that light. Maybe that'll help
I
me
knew that
find
was a ukulele. Because all I could see was like the binding on the side of it.
See this thing?
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah,
It's like a menorah.
well, it doesn't have enough candles for that, but it is from I've got a pair. That's one of them, and the other one is elsewhere.
That's true. It is missing a couple candles because there's supposed to be like 7, right?
Yeah.
I'm not
But,
Jewish, so I don't know.
but this is neat that this has been repaired, and it's supposed to look like this, but this broke. So it was like Fred Flintstone. They brought him in to do the repair work, so he did a real clumsy job. But these would have been for Fred Flintstein. It was they were
I mean, if you
to
squint
go
your
on
eyes,
either
you can't
side
tell
of
the
they
difference.
were to go on either side of a casket at a Jewish service or something. I don't know why that light doesn't go on. Oh, because it doesn't have a bulb. Fuck that. Fuck that. Do I have a bulb for that? what size bulb goes in there. These little baby ones.
Well, I also love that you have one of the few remaining places in the world that still uses incandescent light bulbs.
Let's see here. There we go. Now we can turn it on. Maybe.
Because light bulbs have moved on so far that, like, even fluorescent lights, people think are old school now.
See this lamp here? It's military green. It has these little arms that go back and forth, and this big clamp. Well, this
does it have that hammer tone paint on it?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think I used to have a lamp like that. It was some sort of military thing, yeah.
Military, and my brother found that and gave it to me or something, and it has a bomb-proof carrying case that goes with it. But I don't know where the bomb-proof carrying case is.
So that's like an officer's field desk lamp or something.
Yeah, something like that. There's one thing I have here that I think you might get a kick out of, but though I can't show it to you because it's too buried right now.
Not YouTube friendly.
No. It's YouTube friendly. It's just what it is a. Just move to the front camera. It's a army drab colored case that opens up. It's a weird elongated case, and you open it up and it's full of little green pieces of wood that look like, let's see if I can find one of them here to show you.
Is it like a box car or something?
Huh?
Like a box car?
Well, the whole thing looks sort of shaped like this.
Right.
It's about this big. And it opens up in half, the lengthwise, and you can spread it out. And what it is a model of a semi-truck.
Yeah, like the thing on, like they put on trains. They're like semi-trailer, modular,
and
shipping container things.
and inside of it are all these computer consoles and filing cabinets and little desks made of that green wood. So it's sort of it's a U.S. Army kit to show you
how they could figure out how much crap they could cram into stuff,
or just how to configure a mobile communications thing, I suppose. But what's neat is it weighs a ton. It's holding up one of the stalactites over there.
I can't imagine they would have made too many of those.
The person that's selling our stuff in Minneapolis, auctioning our stuff in Minneapolis, had a kit on military how-to instruction kit that was in 2 or 3 trunk, small trunk-sized boxes, and it was a military how to build a bridge kit. So,
so it was like how to teach a bunch of troops how to build the bridge
over the River Kwai. And so it had all these little Lincoln Loggy type things, beautifully built, and it
Like some
sold
Army
for
Corps of
many,
Engineers type
hundreds of
stuff.
dollars. But it was really a cool thing, and I would have loved to have bought it if I could. But um, my my brother sent me something yesterday. He went to the storage area where we have the stuff that got damaged in the flood over the winter, and um, a new addition to the storage area that gets these damaged things for the insurance company to look at were 3 or 4 hospital lab tables, stainless steel, that adjust and go up and down and have lights and drawers, and they're not operating tables, though they look like they could be.
They're just like
Uh,
examination table type things, right?
well, they're not even they're more lab like than examined things, but
Right.
they couldn't be put back in the hospital because there was soot damage on them, so they have to throw them out or something. And so they're sending 2 of them to my brother. What he's going to do with them, I do not know. But they're 4 by 8 feet essentially, and they, with pressing a button, they raise up and go down, and there's lighting and drawers and stuff on them. So I don't know if they're on wheels, but anyway, I'm gonna now continue to get ready, but I'll try to broadcast later today and see if I can get the usual suspects back in and see what's up. But thanks for checking in on me. I'll
No problem. I just, didn't want to feel like. Okay. On one hand, I'd like to give you your space,
yeah,
your, because I didn't know
yeah.
what was going on. But on the other hand, too, it's like, your friends care
You
about
need
you, and
your peer fix. Well, I know
yes, I
that
needed my peer fix.
it's not just me, it's also the dynamic of the people in the room, and
Sure.
it's not just jonesing for me, it's jonesing for the chatting with
Well, yeah, we
the
got
other
our own
people.
little kind of community thing going,
Yeah.
for what
So
it's
I'll
worth.
get back to that, but uh, meanwhile, I'll get back to what I'm doing here, which is to try to make room so I can get the window fixed. Hopefully, my hope is, and I'll find out, I hope this morning, that after doing all of this work, that they can actually put the window in and it fits. It probably will fit, but whether the workers that are doing these things are going to be here can do it immediately is what we need to know. But
Right.
anyway, you be good. I'll catch you later.
Sounds
And
good. Well, it's good to see you this
yeah,
morning, and have
and
yourself a good rest of your day, and I'll see you
okay.
when I see you, I guess.
Yep. Bye. Bye bye.
Take it easy. Bye.